Ninja Theory. Unreal Engine. I don't like that little opening, the Unreal thing. It's like kind of annoying, especially for like a game like this where it's like it tries to create a certain atmosphere. I find like that loud Unreal Engine symbol to be like annoying. Best experience with headphone phone. I should probably do that. I should probably do most games with the headphones. Oh, this game in particular, because I'm supposed to be able to hear if something's coming from behind me or whatever. Or to my right or to my left, because the voices will warn me, I think. Okay, yeah, it's talking about a particular kind of headphones. It's not talking about the kind that I have. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other thing to get. But I guess it'd be worth it. I need, like, the surround headphones. Anyway, Hellblade feature. What am I talking about? Oh, see right here, you start a new game. Yeah, so Jim Sterling definitely didn't have a problem with starting a new game, because you could just do this, start a new game. Are you sure you want to start a new game? All previous save and progress will be overwritten. Alright, so that solves that question. I don't know why that was a question for me, I just wasn't clear. Because you made it sound like I have no choice but to stop playing. But then, no, you could start the game again. I guess he was sort of saying that he didn't want to start the game again and shouldn't have to start the game again. But these things happen. I remember I've started several games again that I got trapped on and felt terrible being trapped on. I remember Shenmue was the one that sticks out the most in my mind. I played Shenmue for a while. I got stuck in a spot where I just wasn't going to make it any further. No, it wasn't that I wasn't going to make it any further. It was a glitch, just like this one. It was in the tractor level. If you turn the tractor the wrong way, you just get stuck in the tractor level, and you just go around and around in a circle, and you just never can finish it. And eventually, I was like, what am I supposed to do? And I was just driving the tractor around like crazy. It's not a tractor, it's like the lift machine. I don't know why I'm calling it a tractor. It's the machine that you lift the boxes. And so I eventually managed to look it up online, and somebody was like, you just have to make sure that you make a certain turn at a certain time, and then it activates some dialogue or whatever. And I realized that having missed that turn, I now had to start over again. Because I was just, each time I saved, I was just saving in the same save slot, if I remember correctly how it worked. And so I had to start all over again. And I hated Shenmue, but something about the game was compelling enough that I started again from the beginning, did the whole thing a second time, got back to that scene, and was very, very careful to make the turn at the right time so as to create the to allow myself to progress forward. And yeah. These things happen. And I think it's happened with other video games as well. Final Fantasy Tactics A lot of the Final Fantasy games, they'll a lot of the old school RPGs, they'll leave you to manually save your own things, but then they allow you to screw yourself, because you can save right before you're about to fight this boss, and then there's no way to go back and grind, but then you'll be trapped. You'll be trapped right at this one fight where you can't win. And Final Fantasy Tactics had that problem. Parasite Eve, is that what it's called? Parasite Eve, yeah, had that problem. I know because a friend of mine got trapped on the last level of Parasite Eve. Like, it couldn't beat the boss. It had, I think, no ammunition left to fight with, and then couldn't go purchase it or whatever you were supposed to do, and couldn't go back and grind or anything like that. Just had to, fight the last boss. Let you save right before fighting the last boss, which is a huge mistake for a game. He did not ever finish Parasite Eve. Although personally, I think I would have. Not today, because I think like Parasite Eve doesn't stand up well today. Like, it's not like I don't think I could go back and play Parasite Eve again. I might try it sometime, but at the time that it came out, I loved that game, and I think at that point I would have went back and played it again, and yeah, I feel like if you really love a game, you'll do what you need to do to beat it. So, all right. So in a way, I feel like that speaks to your feelings about the game if you can't bring yourself to go back to it and start over again when you run into a terrible glitch. Hopefully I won't run into that glitch here. I mean, I'm definitely going to be careful in that part with the torches, because I don't want to have that happen to me. And so I'm glad to have had the warning from Jim Sterling. At the same time, I feel like it's weird how highly he speaks of his time with the game, but then says that he can't continue it, and then gave the review based on not being able to continue it. I mean, I understand not being able to. I mean, like, for instance, if I had, like, eventually I found Shenmue compelling enough that I just had to go back to it, and I had to push through it and finish it. Same with Final Fantasy Tactics. And I think had I run into that Parasite Eve glitch, I would have done the same thing with Parasite Eve. It would have taken me a while, but I would have pushed through it and beat the game. I'm sure if it was a game that I didn't quite feel that strongly about, didn't pull me in the right way, I might not, finish it. Well, her face is it fading, or is it just my imagination? I think it basically stays the same. It's a really cool starting screen. It's really creeping me out looking at it. But yeah, so I would think that if I couldn't return to the game, and if I was like, I can't bear to play those 7 hours again, then it would sort of suggest that I wasn't quite that into it. Maybe that it was only a 7, which, as we all know, is a terrible score. That's a reference to Jim Sterling's 7 to the Breath of the Wild, Zelda's Breath of the Wild, which Zelda fans reacted quite negatively to. Anyway, I just wanted to get down my thoughts on that. I'm still not ready to start playing this game yet. But I'm excited to play it. I'm pumped to play it. And it's just that there's daylight out. I don't have like a good curtain in my room, in my video gaming room. I want to get like a good like curtain that scrolls down and just cuts off all the light in the room, and then I can just play horror games anytime I want. Which I would consider this a little bit of a horror game. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the reason for me saying that are obvious, having seen how the game starts. I was like imagining I would have to justify that in some way, but then I was like, nope, you know. So yeah, I just feel like maybe I'll even want to get those headphones. Like this is the game where surround headphones make sense. I don't like to play with headphones though, usually. But I mean, for this game, it really does make sense. I feel like I'd be sort of a fool not to play with headphones. Almost, because you need the voices warning you what's behind you, etc. And sort of it gives you depends on 3D sound for communication with you, I guess. So yes. That's all for now. We'll be back later with more Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Save video clip.